The world and the people living in it are diverse and unique. They come from all backgrounds in all shapes and sizes. Every individual has their own story. Unfortunately, there are problems that plague this world. Terrorism, violence, hate, immigration, corruption, and even the extinction of animal species. While these issues are all prominent and important, there's one issue that does not get enough attention, and that is the water crisis that is at hand.
We live in a rapidly changing world where icebergs, glaciers, lakes, rivers, streams, reservoirs, and aquifers have all joined the Siberian tiger, the polar bear, and the mountain gorilla on the world's most endangered species lists. Yet the incessant demand of a growing and thirsty population is threatening to make our diminishing water supply even scarcer for future generations.
Fresh water makes up a very small fraction of all water on the planet. While nearly 70% of the world is covered by water, only 2.5% of it is fresh. The rest is salt and ocean-based. Even then, just 1% of our fresh water is easily accessible, with much of it trapped in glaciers and snowfields. In essence, only about 0.007% of the planet's water is available to fuel and feed its more than 7 billion people. To make it very clear, the amount of fresh water available on the planet has remained relatively constant over time, due to it being continually recycled through the atmosphere and back into our cups. The human population, however, has not. The human population, in fact, has recently exploded, causing more competition for the 0.007% of supply of easily accessible fresh water.
We live in a desert where water is very difficult to find, and on top of that, it's very expensive to find water too. It's not that easy to get, and realistically, we should be conserving water not only for ourselves, but for everyone around us and for the world around us realistically. There are places around the world that don't have water when they really want it, and we're kind of wasting our water if we don't conserve it. Also, plus, you get a much lower water bill.
While conserving water is also very important, the real issue is the ineffective systems we have in place for our water. Like, for example, according to the Environmental Protection Agency, every year, because of leaky kitchen and bathroom faucets, malfunctioning toilets, errant sprinkler systems, and much else, all of these leaks combined can waste more than 1 trillion gallons annually nationwide. That's equal to the annual household water use of more than 11 million homes.
We do something important for the American people. It's called protecting them. And that is critical. So as we discussed the federal role in supporting our water infrastructure, safety should be prominent in our minds. Aging drinking water pipes and waste treatment systems are a nationwide problem. And the Society of Civil Engineers, and they're not Republicans or Democrats, they're everything, they give us a D for our drinking water and wastewater infrastructure. It's unacceptable. Now,
water is important because it's the basis for all life on Earth. Without water, every chemical reaction that occurs in every living organism cannot happen. It's the solvent in which all biological reactions occur.
There needs to be a bigger focus on making sure that we use our water efficiently and effectively. After all, our fresh water is not an unlimited resource. Running out of it would mean the doom for all life on Earth. But there are plenty of things we can do to help conserve, keep clean, and overall save how much water we waste.
Conservation and efficiencies will be a key tool. However, they will not meet our future water needs. New water development and transfers from agricultural use will all be part of the mix. There were 3 key findings that we came up with out of this study. First is a need for funding at the state and federal level. Federal funding to support water supply and water resource projects through grants, loans, or related mechanisms must continue with minimum strings attached. Project permitting was identified as one of the primary impediments to water supply projects and has the greatest impact on the uncertainty associated with the identified projects and processes. And finally, the development of alternative means to provide for environmental and recreational enhancement that benefit the general public without increasing the cost of water projects are important to develop.
While those are the big things the government can do to help out, it is also an obligation of the people to do their part. We cannot rely on only one side to do their job. Like what was stated previously, we cannot rely on just water conservation or just on the government reforms. It must be a combined effort to efficiently and effectively work.
What is water conservation?
Water conservation is making sure that our water is used wisely throughout our environment.
Because the water that we have in our world is very limited, and for us to be able to survive, we really need to focus on conserving our water so that we can think about our future generations.
We should conserve water because all living things on Earth need water. So we should conserve it so there's enough to go around.
Water should be conserved because the amount of fresh water we have on this earth is limited, and we need to make the best of it if we want it to last for all of us.
In order to conserve water, we can take shorter showers, turn off the water when we brush our teeth, and check for water leaks.
So remember, as a government official or as an individual, we must work together to solve this issue. Spread the word and do your part so we can continue enjoying this fragile world that we live on.